Okay, so Kelli Ferrell, is that her name? Ferrell? I don't know. I do know we have an interview with, we'll hold that thought. You know how people like to try to pay people off. I don't think she has the money to pay anybody off, but according to these records right here, but we have the receipts. So apparently, you know, there's been some things coming out about her on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't watch the show. I only watch the paperwork that they send me so I can relay it back to the people that watch the show so you can send it back, okay? And so we just got a lot of paperwork in. We got an eviction notice on Miss Kelli Ferrell. Okay, so this eviction went down 2/27/2025 in the Magistrate Court of Fulton County, Georgia, all right? I just don't understand how a Real Housewives of Atlanta star could be facing eviction, okay, this year. This show was filmed last year. So why is she evicted this year? What's going on, okay? It did say that the application is hereby made to the court for the issuance of a writ of possession due to the failure of the defendant to file his or her answer. Plaintiff has not accepted the money, and so the marshals ended up sending a writ of execution to Miss Kelli Ashley Porter Ferrell and all other occupants at an Atlanta address, okay? All right? This is some wild stuff. Somebody really doesn't like her to be sending me all this information. We also got a garnishment on Miss Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kelli Ferrell. And like I said, we do have a source that's going to be coming to explain all of this, so I'm kind of setting it up. I just don't understand how they have those beautiful gowns on a beautiful set, but they homeless, okay? Listen, and y'all be trying to, Tasha, you always saying that people broke. The receipts are here, okay? And so Performance Food Group, okay? This is back in, hold on for a second. Right, so this is a garnishment, it looks like, on a financial institution, okay? Now, it says that she is sued, I guess, by a company that she owes a lot of money to, and this is saying that her restaurant, I guess, that she owed in conjunction with her husband, Nana's Chicken and Waffles, was duly served with a copy of a summons and a verified complaint effective June 28th, all right? And she is hereby ordered, okay, and has a final judgment against her, okay? And it says Nana's Chicken and Waffles and Kelli Ferrell. Her husband ain't even on this. It says Kelli Ferrell, okay? It says that she owes $16,787.81 plus the accrued interest of $3,338.65, okay? She owes another $2,037.65, and 1.5% each month is owed from that date. We also got a complaint, okay, on a judgment, okay, against Kelli Ferrell, all right, and the restaurant that she owns, okay. This was just issued recently while she was on the show, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Man, I wish Andy would sign me. I wish I would sign to a show and I'm about to be evicted. They're going to have to cover all that for me to put my business out there. Did she put this out on the show?
Well, on the reunion, she did say she was being sued by Kelli Ferrell.
She did say she was being sued by Never Ferrell, but she failed to talk about the eviction and all that shit that was going on. She didn't talk about none of that and all the garnishments. But she signed a contract with Real Housewives of Atlanta knowing that she was broke and they couldn't cover the debt with the advancement. Black women. Listen. So I guess her restaurant and her defended Kelli. Oh my God. The state of California, okay, is asking for the amount of $217,370.21 plus principal interest of $4,723, attorney's fees and another $660. They being petty with that $660, okay? That's a lot of money. All right, so this is new, filed, okay? This is, man, so many receipts, okay? We got a lawsuit garnishment on Miss Kelli Ferrell, the defendant. Like I said, I am just appalled that she would even sit down on that couch knowing that she was in debt. I would never. Plaintiff is a foreign corporation in the state of Georgia. The defendant is indebted with the principal amount of $16,989.87. So this is, I guess, a reinforcement of that particular debt. Hold on, let me get the rest. And she has a tutoring claim. What? Okay, so Sitherthorn Tutoring LLC, not the tutoring company, is suing Kelli Ferrell. Okay, they have a statement of claim against her for the amount of $645 and plus $76.14 for them having to file this case, okay? And so for the tutoring company, for the kids? Okay, and now she has a Navy federal. This looks like, hold on. The Prada LLC versus Kelli Porter Ferrell. Hold on, let me make sure. I'm just going to the amounts and just keeping it short and sweet. Let me see what the guarantee of lease. So this is another rent owed from time to time. So she owes another $95,195.29 for unpaid rent through March 2025. She owes another $3,695.35. $2,250 for late charges assessed for her business. And you sat down on the couch and told your story. Lord Jesus. Real Housewives of Atlanta fans, there you go. Speaking of Real Housewives of Atlanta fans, Simon just sent a freshly filed lawsuit against Miss Porsha Williams. So this was filed actually, what's today? Because today's the 15th. So it was filed yesterday, okay? So Simon is suing Porsha for defamation. Okay, now it says plaintiff Simon brings claims for defamation, false light, invasion of privacy, and public disclosure of private facts based on a series of online publications, video commentary, and social media content created and disseminated by defendant Porsha Williams approximately between December 2023 and April 2024. And just mind you, the reason he has claims for this is because, yes, he is a businessman. He did lose a lot of money, and two, she signed a prenup saying she wouldn't say nothing on TV. And when you sign the prenup and you want the $40,000, you know, you in breach of your own prenup and shit like that. So he is basically saying the defendant's communications falsely implied, in some instances explicitly conveyed that the plaintiff suffers from erectile dysfunction, engaged in deceit and fraud, and was unfit for public and social respect. So she done said this man penis don't work. And he feel like he was defamed. And I'm gonna tell you what really pissed him off. When another man that you sleeping with, if you have a man and you sleeping with another man and this man is funding your life, but this man is stealing from people, Jonathan Dupin is right now sitting in the feds for stealing Social Security, unemployment benefits from thousands of people using their identities, okay? And he took the money, and I think it was like, how much did it was like $3,000, $4,000 a pop, if I'm not mistaken, from ATMs after filing fraudulent documents, over 1,000 documents, okay, that were illegal, and he took the money and took Porsha ass out with it on a date. And so Simon ended up confronting Jonathan Dupida from the Rich and Unemployed podcast, all right? Did we talk about the Rich and Unemployed podcast over here? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's why you guys got to be on TashaKLive.com. So this little podcaster boy here was using his social media to build podcasters with stolen money, using whether it was dead people or alive people's social security numbers and things like that. And then he was tricking on the women and making the women feel bad that they had to trick on him, because he was stealing the money, saying women ain't shit, they ain't this, they ain't that, I'll never spend money on them. Meanwhile, it wasn't even your money in the first place. There's a whole lawsuit against this podcaster here, okay? Y'all got to go to Tasha K Live and get that, all right? So Simon had heard that he saw in Porsha's phone that Porsha was dealing with this scammer that is now locked up, okay? This is the second man that she's dealt with that's locked up, R. Kelly. Shout out to R. Kelly from the feds. Listen, I'm not playing with y'all today at all. All right, and so Simon ends up, let me get the receipts real quick, actually confronting the scammer that Porsha basically messed up her marriage behind. There's a few of them. There's some married men and everything. Hogo at its finest, okay? So, Jasmine, go ahead and pull up the text messages of Simon confronting Jonathan Dupin, who is now sitting in the feds for scamming money and using it to trick on Porsha, okay? And then Porsha turned around and tried to run game on Simon and got played because now he ain't paying the $40,000 spousal support. She couldn't even wait that long. Like, damn, give your coochie a rest, like, for real. Like, she couldn't even wait that long, and now she's trying to figure out how she's gonna pay these $250,000 in late fees while trying to sell a house, while Real Housewives of Atlanta only pays her $1 million a year that she has to give over 50% to the IRS as well as her management team. So she's really only taking home $300,000 an episode. And you selling allegedly. Listen, he says, bro, come on my show. Jonathan Dupin, I guess rubbing it in, Simon's face. And then he says, how the hell my name get caught up in this? I don't know if you really got erectile dysfunction or not, but I got the best products in the world. It's all natural herbs and sea moss, your third legs. We also have the sea moss here, 10,000 milligrams on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10. Everybody, in my opinion, is vitamin deficient, okay? Our food doesn't have enough. We don't eat enough of the right foods and things like that. We drink too much. We smoke too much. So a couple drops of this in your coffee, water, and your smoothie, or just put it under your tongue. Use coupon code TK10, and we also have the soursop in sea moss and black seed oil available on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10, especially if you have erectile dysfunction. Simon says, dude, I also don't understand how you end up spending so much time on the phone with a married woman. Put my reading glasses on. I understand we may have differences in understanding on what is appropriate for a married person to engage in, but I get it. It's not for you to understand. If you believe I have ED, you unfortunately are intellectually incompetent as the person you put the narrative out there on, as the person who put the narrative out there. Either way, my issue is not with you, okay? But rather the one who thinks I'm a dumb African that can't be taken advantage of. God be with you, brother. I wish you no harm. And then Jonathan Dupin, before he went to the Fed, says, I know you're just trying to win this battle in court. I'm rooting for you, bro. I would never take this internet stuff serious with the prayer hands. And then Simon comes back and says, you will be fine. This is not your fight. I meant it when I said I wish you well, okay? So the men came together in honor of Porsha's coochie, okay? But Simon gonna make a stand on business, and so back to this lawsuit here. He is asking for $500,000 in damages, and I'm sure there'll be some type of trade given, the spousal support that she's owed, and then he's owed, and it's gonna be a quick even. So Porsha got to work out here. She got to keep them liposuction sessions up, and she got to keep on working. I wonder how her joints feel. When you got that much butt and your stomach is like this, but then your butt is sitting with that much like altered fat sitting on your hips and stuff like that. And a lot of people try to say, oh, it's joint pain due to age. That ain't no vitamin D deficiency, okay? When we have joint pain and stuff like that, a lot of people like to say it's arthritis, but arthritis, according to the NIH, is a symptom of vitamin D deficiency and calcium deficiency. That's why we have the vitamin D3 drops, okay, 10,000 IUs on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10. But that's where she spends her money on, okay? She's not going to have any type of out plan to you women that are cheering Porsha on, but meanwhile, she is following behind the footsteps of her mammy. Moving on. How are they doing in the comments? They're doing good? Are they following me?
They said, how Simon gonna prove that he don't have ED?
I guess he's gonna jack off in court. How is Simon gonna prove that he doesn't have ED? He's going to jack off in court. He's gonna watch porn in a side room, and then, hey, judge, does this look like I got ED? Man, that age, I wouldn't give a damn if he had ED or not. Less work I got to do, more money I spend. What the I'm just real like that. I'm be honest with you. The older the man get, the less you got to screw. He just want to work, especially if his first passion is work. I just get to spend the money. But Porsha let her coochie do the thinking before her. I'm telling you, this Porsha brain here. I wish my scamming side nigga would approach my husband. He would have to deal with me personally. Don't you ever say nothing to my husband. Are you crazy? Are you stupid? Porsha, girl, you gotta keep your side dudes in check, man. Don't ever let them approach the gang. This man owns an oil company. So what? He used to scam back in the day. He learned from his mistakes. Now all his money legal and everything. So he bought you a $12 million house. I wish my side nigga that was scamming would tell me ever attempt him out. Boy, I swear to God,